Hello, this is Francis Williams of Francis Williams Coaching. Today I'm going to talk to you about energy and emotions. So, energy is something that we're all made of. It binds everything together, and everything is the same energy. That means everything is the same. The same as every person, the same as every animal, the same as every plant, the same as every being. If you do a study of energy and on energy, what you'll find out is that you and me are identical, which means we're actually connected, which means we're the same. Even though we take different forms and may look different, and we do look different to each other because that's what our mind does to create differentiation, we're identical, we're connected. And in that connection, one of the things that I've learned is that what's good for anyone and anything is good for everyone and everything. So anything bad that ever happens, or something that we consider bad that happens, and I'll explain that in level 6, that there's no such thing as good or bad, it just is. But anything that's good or bad that happens, in most people's opinion, is good or bad for everyone and everything. Therefore, the more good you do, the more good happens to everyone and everything. Take monks in Tibet who are meditating. They're meditating for peace in the world, among goodness, among love, among other things. And the more energy they're putting into the world, the more energy that the world is receiving from that good, loving nature. So what do I mean by energy and emotion? I'm going to explain and go through 7 levels of energy and their corresponding emotion. You'll be able to determine from this where you are emotionally and how you operate energetically. I'm going to give you a benefit and a drawback of each energy level. And then from there, you can determine where you want to go with your energy and from where you are right now and what result you want to create. So one of the things that I do in my coaching practice is I work with people who aren't satisfied with where they are in life. They want to create new achievements, whether it be more money, more free time, more peace of mind, better relationships. Name one. What's yours? That might be something that you want to improve upon. So I'm doing this free video series, and it's free at no cost to you, so that you can take advantage of a clear understanding of what I offer. Let's get started. Energy level 1 is related to fear. So whenever you're afraid of something or you're in fear, think of when you have anxiety. Some people will say fear is what you express. For example, if there was a lion in the room with you and you're terrified, that's genuine fear. Anxiety is more along the lines of what you make up in your head. Oh my God, I'm late for work. Oh, I just ran a red light and now the police sirens and flashing lights are going off behind me. I'm in so much trouble. Even if the cop car speeds by you, you have that moment of anxiety that you did something wrong and something bad is about to happen. Either way, whether you're expressing fear or anxiety, the energy level is the same. You're stressing your body in a way that creates cortisol. Cortisol traps fat in your body and makes you gain weight unnecessarily and in an unhealthy way, and it produces a lot of negative results for you. So we want to avoid fear when we can, or anxiety, but there's times when it creeps up naturally, just like we've discussed. The second energy level is anger. Now, anger can take the form of resentment, sarcasm, believe it or not. It can be something where you're rueful, you just really despise people. It could be hatred. Think of it that way. So anger creates an energy of, it's all internal and it's all on you. So again, it's releasing cortisol, which we just talked about. As well, what anger is doing is it's allowing you to stay trapped in an emotion that's just making you lash out, whether internally, externally, or both, and it doesn't really serve you or other people around you very well. Think of when you're around someone who is regularly angry. How does that make you feel? Do you want to stay there and be a victim of that anger, whether they're being overt about their anger or inverted about their anger? How does that make you feel? Energy level 3 is forgiveness. So this is where we get into what we call anabolic energy. Levels 1 and level 2, fear and anger, are called catabolic energy. So catabolic means destroying or breaking down. The good news is, of the 7 energy levels, 5 of these levels are anabolic, which means building up. So what are we doing in forgiveness? Forgiveness is a mechanism that can be used for coping. So for example, when you forgive someone, you're not forgiving them for the sake of them and their feelings. You're forgiving them for the sake of you so that you can let go of whatever fear or anger or low energy levels that you're harboring so that you can move on and be productive and build up or be anabolic. When you're forgiving, it's a way of coping. It's not necessarily the best anabolic energy level because you're going to get some results, but you're not going to get a lot of results, and they're not going to come very quickly. That's what higher energy levels are for, and we're getting there. So remember, in forgiveness, you're coping with what is, you're abiding with what is, and you're dealing with it. You're putting up with it. Let's go on to energy level 4. This is called compassion. So this is the emotion of energy level 4. Compassion is, for example, when you can feel similarly to another person. Think of empathizing. You understand or can cognify in your mind, how does it feel to be that person in their shoes? You can put yourself in their shoes to have an understanding of what's going on over there so that you can actually have more compassion. You can feel for them and you can move out of yourself. So another thing about anabolic energy levels is it's a moving out of yourself outward into the world. Catabolic energy levels 1 and 2 are staying within yourself. So compassion allows you to feel for other people and be connected and be relatable. And it allows you to produce results when you connect with others because they can see that you're being genuine. They can see that you're making the attempt and also attempting, not only, but succeeding to connect with them so that you can actually establish real relationships with people, and that those can be deepened through further energy levels. Energy level 5, the emotion is peace. So think of scenarios where people can either win or lose. So catabolic energy levels, level 1, everybody loses. Level 2, you lose. Level 3, I win. Level 4, you win. And level 5 is win-win. So what are some win-win scenarios? For example, when you go to work, if your boss says, hey, Francis, I want you to get this job done. If Francis gets the job done, Francis wins. The boss also wins because the boss got Francis to do the job. The company that you both work for wins because that job that the boss assigned allows the company to keep thriving. And the customer, client, or end result that you're producing wins because the company is providing a product or service so that whoever they're providing that to wins. So when you're at peace and you're calm and you're producing win-win relationships and scenarios, you got everything going for you, from the fear to the conflict to the forgiveness to the compassion to now being at peace with all of it, because you get, no matter what you do, you're going to create a win-win scenario. Level 6 is called synergy. So remember before when I said that there is no such thing as good or bad. So in synergy, you look at everything is working all the time. So everybody wins all the time. So that doesn't mean, oh, I'm homeless, I'm not winning. Oh, I just got my leg cut off or got hit by a bus, I'm not winning. I fell out of a plane without my parachute, I'm not winning. I won the lottery, I'm winning. I just bought the home of my dreams, or just had a very healthy baby, or I just got married, or I just took the trip of a lifetime, I'm winning. So in the existence of everybody wins all the time, in all those scenarios, in any scenario you can think of, believe it or not, when you're at level 6 of synergy, when you're feeling that emotion, which is, in fact, joy is the emotion, synergy is the action. You're making everything work together and you're realizing everything's already working together. What happens is, whatever you do, you can't make a mistake. So why not continue along the path of your best intentions while realizing that if you're acting out of fear, you're going to be at the lowest, least productive energy level. If you're acting out of anger, you're going to always be in battle with somebody. If you're being forgiving, you're learning to stop being in battle, stop being afraid, and to move on and open up to the world. When you're in compassion, you're learning to feel for other people because, yes, there's other people all around. You feel for other people. You feel for animals. You feel for plants. You feel for non-animate things. You have feelings for everything and everyone around you. And when you're at peace, you get that everybody's winning. And when you're having synergy, you're realizing that everyone is winning and everything are winning all the time. So where do you go from here? Well, level 7, the emotion is called absolute passion. So people talk about passion a lot. They talk about it sexually. They talk about it as your greatest dreams can be fulfilled through your greatest passions, your most intense desires, your most intense emotions. I don't necessarily mean that by passion, but when you think of absolute passion, if you're a painter, if you play violin, if you play a sport, if you're a politician, if you're a scientist, whatever you want to do, if you have an absolute passion for that, the activity that happens from that emotion is creativity. So there's a plus and minus of creativity. Think of Bill Gates. I'm creating Microsoft in my garage. What does that look like? Or think of Facebook being created. I'm creating the greatest social network known to man at the time. What does that look like? It looks like constant focus, being dialed in to your creative genius at all times. Think of Michael Jordan. Think of Kobe Bryant. Think of LeBron James. I'm using very prolific sports athletes because when they're dialed in and they have their focus and they're creating their masterpiece, what happens is nothing can distract them, but also you cannot maintain that level of energy for a very long time because it's very exhausting over time. So what happens is you can visit level 7 and you can have moments of creative genius. And then you can come back to levels 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can even go down to levels 1 and 2. So one of the things that I want to also impress upon you is that when you're at the very lowest energy levels, think of looking up and there's a ceiling there. But level 2 is on the other side of that ceiling. That's the next highest level. But when you're in fear and you're overwhelmed by your emotion of anxiety or being afraid or just feeling apathetic, I don't want to do anything, which by the way is a plus because if you had a maid and you didn't have to clean your house, okay, you could lie around all day and say, you clean. That's a benefit of being apathetic if you have the means. Why not create the means? Because when you do that, you are allowing other people to be synergistic for you and not necessarily just being lazy. You might be being productive, realizing if I have somebody to take care of things that I don't want to, that support my life and support their life, then everybody wins. So you see how you can move among the levels when you look from a higher level. If you're looking down from creativity, down through the levels, you can say, you know what, I don't always have to be creative. I can see all the levels below me. And believe it or not, from any anabolic level, if you're at level 3 and you're being forgiving, but you want to motivate somebody on the spot, you can create conflict, but you can do it anabolically. Rather than looking up from level 2 and saying, I don't see any other way to do this other than being in conflict. You can look down from level 5 and say, you know what, I'm being very peaceful right now. And I'm also going to create and stir up the energy of conflict with my team or with my family or with my spouse or with my dog when I'm walking them or with who or whatever to motivate, to set fire to engage. Remember, you're still at peace and you're creating conflict on purpose from a peaceful perspective, thinking win-win. You can create it from a peaceful perspective if the other person is engaging from that level. When other people are engaging from lower levels than you can come down from your higher level and meet them at their lower level, still keeping your higher level over here, knowing that I'm already being peaceful. I don't have to stoop to the level of being conflict. Although if somebody's being conflict, show them that being peaceful is possible while still being able to create results that you can get from conflict. Most people are only in conflict and fear because they don't know or feel or perceive any other way to produce a result. So with that, these are the 7 levels of emotional energy. And that's a primer, that's a taste. What I do again as Francis Williams, the CEO of Francis Williams Coaching, is I allow you to explore what energy levels do I operate from. Take a look at your day. Make notes through your day, whether mental notes, whether you jot down your notes on a piece of paper, whether you put them in your smart device or a computer, whether you tell it to someone else, it could be a therapist, it could be a spouse, it could be talking to yourself in the mirror, any medium that you choose. Take a few moments, even if it's only 3 moments in the day, morning, afternoon, and night. Assess, how do I feel? Am I afraid right now or anxious? Am I angry? Am I coping and just putting up with something? Am I feeling connected to other people? Am I peaceful? Am I joyful? And joyful doesn't have to mean you're jumping up and down and you're happy all the time. That can be joy. Joy can also be sitting and being content, knowing everything's working, everything's perfect. Are you being creative? Everyone goes through all 7 levels of these energies throughout the day. Where are you right now? Are you loving this video? Are you seeing opportunity and possibility for yourself? Are you unsure about this video and think, oh, that's Francis Williams. He's just trying to pull the wool over my eyes and make me pay for his high-priced coaching because that's what coaches do. Think of where that energy comes from. Because from the first level, you would think, wow, there's possibility. There's excitement. There's room for transformation and growth. From the second level, you're like, I'm skeptical. So you keep to yourself and you shut down. Anytime you're shutting down and keeping to yourself, you're at levels 1 or 2. Anytime you're opening up and you're allowing yourself to experience the world and the world to experience you, you're at levels 3 through 7. But remember, we're going through these energy levels all throughout the day and the week and the month and the years of our lives. So where do you choose to be? What level would you want to be at if you knew there was a level that would serve you so well that you could move to that level anytime, produce the results you want, and then move wherever you want energetically? Let me know. Leave me some comments and your feedback. Let me know if you think this is helpful or if you think this is garbage. Let me know if it's not helpful, what I can produce as a video that could help you around the lines of energetic motion, or allow me to know from you what levels you want to hear more about. All of them, because I will be talking about all of them in time. But when you tell me which ones you want me to talk about, I'll talk about the ones that make the most sense to you right now so you can get the most results right now. The best way to find out for yourself personally what works for you is to engage me in conversation. One of the things I offer at my website and link, it's francis-williams.com. The dash looks like a little minus sign. When you go there, you'll see a connection to my business site. It'll tell you a little bit more about me. It'll give you a link to my credentialing, the school that I went to. You can see who some of the coaches are that work there, what are some of the practices they do. It's a very rigorous program, and you'll understand that I've done a lot of training so that I can help people effectively at all levels and all walks of life. I prefer to work with business owners because I love seeing entrepreneurs making great contributions to the world because, again, remember those monks in Tibet, they're putting out that good energy. Entrepreneurs are putting out that good energy with products and services. They want to help people. And so I'm here to help them get out of their own way and out of their own energetic mess, so to speak, so that they can align everything to be as streamlined as possible and as effective as possible with what they do. The other thing that you'll find is an opportunity to connect with me directly by phone or on Skype if you're anywhere in the world. English speaking only, please, because I don't understand other languages that well at the moment, although I'll be learning shortly. So it'll give you a chance to connect with me for 10 minutes and allow you to express what is the most important thing that you'd like to accomplish right now. One of the things that I'll allow you to do in that 10 minutes is to tell me what that is. We'll find out what's blocking your success in that area, and we'll give you an action or actionable items for you to take action on right away. Again, that session is no cost. If we choose to do a follow-up, the follow-up session is at no cost, and we'll delve deeper into that and potentially 2 other issues that you have that you would like to make immediate progress on. And then that way you'll get to see what is the power of what I do, because the power is really within you. I'm just a conduit that helps draw that out. I channel my energy with your energy. We find out what's stopping the flow of energy. We remove that block or that impediment, and we help your energy keep flowing so that you can be as successful as you want. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And it's a pleasure to be able to share this information with you. I hope that you learned something today. And if it's a refresher, I hope that there's something that it sparks within you to motivate you to keep moving forward in your activities and your energies of the day. Thanks. Take care and stay blessed.